You see this car right here? That was my dream car 7 years ago. It literally took me 7 years to get my dream car. But in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can get yours or whatever else you want in 1 year. So, like I mentioned, in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can get your dream car, your dream lifestyle, your desires, how you can achieve those in 1 year or less, okay? Because it literally didn't take me that much longer once I got it, once it clicked.
Cuando der el clic.
It didn't take me that much longer. And I believe that for some of you guys can also achieve what I have achieved in a very short period of time. A disclaimer, I don't want you guys to just think in 1 year increments. Guys, think in 5-year increments, because there's this saying that goes, a lot of people overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year and underestimate what they can accomplish in 3 years. So ideally, you want to have a vision that's 3 years into the future, but also having short-term goals is very, very important. In 2018, I stumbled upon what a business called real estate wholesaling. And what this is, if you're not familiar, is you basically are flipping paper, okay? So you're getting a property under contract, finding a buyer for that property before you having to close on it, assigning the rights to your contract to that buyer, and then closing or selling on the property. You don't have to buy the property. You don't have to do any repairs. You don't have to literally do anything. Everything else is being done for you, and you basically get paid at the end. It's completely legal in most states in the US. And so this is the opportunity that I was introduced to. Mind you, in 2018, this was 3 years after I graduated high school. So I was probably like, 21. And I'm like, oh my God, like my eyes like lit up. I was also going through my personal growth journey. Back then, my dad had passed away. So I was just figuring out ways to make money, guys. This was like, oh man, I was like the type of guy Googling how to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I started going down this rabbit hole of getting information, learning, mentoring, all of this stuff. During my search, while I was going down that rabbit hole, I stumbled upon a mentor. He was telling me, so he was like, the worst thing you can do is just learn without taking action. And most people call this analysis by paralysis. So you're basically just like learning. You're like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. That was me. For like 2 months, 3 months, I was just like getting all of this information. And he was like, man, you already have the information that you need. Why aren't you taking action? And it was because I was scared. It was because I was scared to fail. A lot of people around that I grew up around didn't know what I was doing. They thought, oh, why don't you just be a realtor? Oh, why don't you just get a job? Why don't you just go to school? They didn't understand, guys. And that's really where my fear came from, because I was like, man, I wanted to show them that I could do this, but I was also afraid of failing. I didn't want to fail because like I didn't want to be laughed at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on top of that, I didn't want to lose money. Okay, like, so these were very, very valid concerns, especially the money part, because this is a business at the end of the day. And so you have to spend money. So I was spending a lot of money on mentoring, and I was spending a lot of money on my education. All right, guys, that was very expensive. And the reason why I did that was because I actually quit school. Yeah, I know, crazy. I was in college, and I was actually in community college, still very unsure of what I wanted to do in my life. And I was going through all of these different things. Even at the time while I was in community college, I was flipping phones. Okay, so I was making about maybe like $100 a week flipping phones on the side. 1 hour there I spent in 1 week, and I'll make $100. And so I was like, okay, wow, this is cool. So it kind of introduced me to the profit system. I'm like, man, like I spend an hour and I make $100. That means that my time is worth $100 an hour. So I was doing that. I was getting that experience, and I was still going through school. And then when I saw wholesaling and I saw that you can make $10,000 in one deal, I was like, okay, that's what I wanted to do, because it's kind of the same thing. It's just like you're just flipping stuff, right? You're just finding something that's under market value and flipping it to somebody for just a little bit more. With my new inspiration, I was motivated to succeed in this field, and I pretty much think that like that was the career choice that I decided to go into. So I went ahead and I quit school. I'm African, by the way, so my parents, my mom and they did not like that. They were like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be a bum? Oh, you're gonna do that? You're gonna like just like, well, why not just go to school and just do that on the side and then use school as for like your plan B or something? And I was like, man, like what I'm learning here, they don't teach in school. So what is the point of me going to school for if what I'm going to be learning, I don't need to go to school for, right? That was my mindset. And so it was very tough times, guys, especially in the beginning, because nobody in my family, nobody around me had experience doing what I wanted to do. And so convincing my mom, convincing my dad that, hey, this is the route that I'm gonna go, and I believe I'm successful with it. I mean, I think I convinced her because she didn't kick me out the house. It took me a year and a half to get my first deal, but it didn't really have to take that long because I had the shiny object syndrome. I was going from opportunity to opportunity. Within the first 3 months, I didn't succeed in real estate. So I was like, okay, yeah, this doesn't work. I'm gonna try Amazon FBA. Tried that, it didn't work. Then I went and tried drop shipping. I tried all these different things, right? And it didn't work. It didn't work. And the reason why I believe it didn't work is just because I kept on switching opportunities to opportunities. So if you're watching this video, I want you to pick one opportunity and be willing to stick with that opportunity for 1 year, because it's gonna take you some time to really get the hang of things. And once you get the hang of things, you skyrocket it. So that's exactly what my experience was like. I ended up going back to real estate wholesaling. And the reason it actually took me 2 years, on top of having shiny object syndrome, was also because my skill set was not up to par to where I wanted it to be. So I ended up getting a sales job. I was selling cars for a little bit. And so I like worked my sales skills up to, I started becoming like top 3 at the company that I worked at. And then at that point I was like, man, like, let me try real estate again. And then I tried real estate again with the newfound sales skills that I had. The sales skills gave me the confidence. I'm not gonna lie. It gave me the confidence to be able to do this business, because it's like the same thing. It's just sales at the end of the day, right? And it's just like handling people, working with people, all of that good stuff that I was honing those skills. So I ended up going back to real estate, and within 3 months of me going back into real estate with my sales skills, I got my first deal. It wasn't even a house deal, it was a land deal. And so I ended up wholesaling that land deal. I made $2,500, a whopping $2,500. And guess what I did? I quit my job. Now, I don't recommend anybody else to do that, okay? Do not quit your job. The reason why I quit was because I had a cushion. So I had like 20K saved up, and I was like, I gave myself 6 months to be able to do this full time. And if I didn't succeed in 6 months, I'll go back to work, right? And I had 20 grand saved up just for that. And so once I made my first deal, I quit. It was very hard. So I quit in July and I started the business. And it wasn't until like November, December that I actually had money coming in. So you can see how that, like, those month in limbo, it was so hard. It was so hard. I contemplated going back to work many times. But I guess my pride or my ego, something was stopping me, because I didn't want, when I quit my job, guys, everybody was telling me that I was gonna come back. They were like, oh yeah, you're gonna fail, or we'll see you in 3 months. Oh, you see that other dude, he quit, he tried to do what you did, he failed, he came back in 6 months. And so that was really what made me stop, like, from going back to that specific job, because I was like, man, like, if I go, like, it's just gonna be such a weird environment. I knew they were gonna hire me either way, because I was that good. I'm not even trying to brag or anything like that. They were like, yeah, we'll be back. If you come back, we'll hire you. Because when I tried to quit, they offered me a manager position. And I was like, dang, like, they really want me to stay here. But I couldn't. I had to pursue my dreams, because I was such a young guy. I had to make the mistakes. And pursuing my dream was a risk that I was willing to take at that time. I didn't have a family. I had all the time in the world. I had 20K saved up. So, like, I had, you know, a lot of things going for me where I could actually succeed compared to like somebody else who had a family or who didn't have money saved up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? At this point in time, guys, just make sure you're confident with yourself, man. Make sure you're confident of where you want to go. Make sure you're confident as far as who and what you want to do in life, and do not let anybody else talk you out of it. I promise you, man. Don't even let yourself talk you out of it, because at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do to feed you and your family. Nobody else, right? Like whatever people else say about like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you doing this way to make money? Dude, ignore them, because like they're not gonna feed your family, right? If you fail, it's on you. If you succeed, it's on you. Like if you succeed, they're gonna look up to you. But if you fail, they're gonna try to like, oh, downplay you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you have to decide that this is the path that you're gonna go, and you're gonna succeed no matter what. It's an important mindset thing. I promise you guys, it's gonna help you win in so many avenues in life, and you're just gonna keep winning once you have that mindset. And mind you, I was gonna make 6 figures at my sales job. Okay, so I literally took a pay cut just to follow my dreams, just so that I can just see if I can succeed in this. And literally after those like the 6 months, after like November, bro, I literally went crazy. And I started like focusing on land in my market, and I was doing deals, making money. One of the craziest deal was when I made 30 grand in one deal, and then I made 50 grand in one deal. Then I made 100K in one deal. Then I made 150K in one deal. I mean, it was crazy. That's the max I've gone to. Okay, I created a school community for those of you guys who want to get into this opportunity of making money in real estate. It's a free community for now. Go ahead and check out the link in the description. Join the group. It's free for now, guys. It's not going to be free forever, but I want you guys, the early people, to actually get in and take the value from that group. Okay, I'm going to be very active in that group, and I'm going to be teaching you everything that I know in that group. So go ahead and join right now. Flipping real estate. Okay, I was focused on land, and land works so well for me. And I promise you guys, if you focus on land, it's going to work very well for you. But this skill can work with land, and it can work with houses. Okay, I'm telling you, whichever path you decide, just focus. I will tell you right now, I went with land because there was no competition. Okay, I dominated my industry because I was the only one solely focused on land. Okay, so only focus on one thing. Okay, if you're gonna pick land or houses, focus on that. Okay, and learn, dominate your market. What you actually have to do, I'm gonna give you a short notes version of this. You can get more value in the school group that I created, but this is the short note. Okay, you pick a market. Once you pick a market, you go ahead and you mail to specific homeowners in that area. Okay, so you're gonna get a list of people who own property in that area that meet a certain criteria. You're gonna mail to that group. The mail you're gonna send out is basically to ask them if they want to sell. They're gonna give you a call to tell you that, hey, look, I do want to sell my property. And so, you're gonna have a conversation with them, and then once you have a conversation with them, you make an offer. And then once you make the offer, let's say they accept the offer. You go ahead, let's say, just for simple numbers, you make the offer at $10,000. They accept it. You sell it to somebody else for $20,000 because it's really worth $30,000, right? So somebody's gonna buy that for $20,000 because they're getting a $10,000 discount. Okay. And so you're gonna sell it to them for $20,000, and boom, you're gonna make $10,000 off of that. And guess what? You don't need to buy the property. You don't need to fix it up. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. Okay, you just need to get some paperwork signed, send it to the title company. They will process everything, right? The title company processes all the paperwork, all the title work, all of that. So you don't even have to do that. Okay, so you literally just send it to them, and they take care of everything else. All right. If that's what you guys are interested in doing, I promise you this is an opportunity that is available for you nationwide. And I was doing my thing also very virtual for such a very long time. And I'm still doing my business virtually, right? I'm in Houston, Texas right now. And I mean, technically I'm selling one deal in Houston, Texas right now, but I've been in Houston for 2 years. And this is my first time selling a deal in Houston, Texas. So I'm in other different markets, guys. You can be in different market. Although I will say, choose your primary market, or the market that you live in right now. The only reason why I was very privileged to be able to do it virtual is because I started in Maryland, and then I moved to Houston. So I kept operating my business you know, from home basically, you know, and I had everything already set up over there. This year is when I'm making the transition to bring everything into Texas and try to see if I can, you know, do a lot of business in Texas, because Texas it's a big state, you know. There's a lot of money to be made here, and I'm ready to take advantage of that opportunity. Anyways, guys, that's basically how I was able to get my dream car. That's how you can get your dream car, by following the exact same steps that I told you about in this video. If you want to learn more, obviously it can be a little bit, it's simple, but you know, there's little nuances here and there. If you want to learn more, join my school group, guys. Let's get active in there. You know, like this video if you enjoy this content. Subscribe to my channel to get more of this content, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.